there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com with match number 2 with our nice little Unearthed Waste Not deck. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is it's a decent hand. We got a Caress and a Burning Inquiry, Tasigur Angler. Don't want either one. Well, one of them can go to the graveyard from Burning Inquiry. I don't want both of them. We'll go ahead and keep it. I could first turn Burning Inquiry to try to get out a second turn Angler because that puts 4 cards. But I might just be... You know what? That's going to be the right play. Yeah, I think that we do just go get a Blood Crypt. And we go for the greedy route. And we just need to cross our fingers here that both Tasigur and Angler don't go to the bin. Because this will put 4 cards. We do need another Fetchland. So there's 1, 2, and then so 4, 5. And then a drop of land is 6, 7, yeah. So let's hope that both Tasigur and Angler don't bite the dust. Both of them stay. Awesome. We get rid of Liliana's Caress. And we have the fetch land for next turn. So this should be pretty decent. And we'll pass the turn to our opponent. And he gets rid of a Boros Charm and double lands. Which could be good or bad news for him. It's going to be against Burn. This is a terrible matchup because we do so much damage to ourselves. I'm going to probably use a Blessing Mire just to go get a basic. I want to go get a Watery Grave. Yeah, I actually could get a Watery Grave and just chuck out an Angler. Alrighty, I wonder how many green sources he actually has in his deck too. That could have really messed him up with getting the Stomping Grounds gone. And 2 fetch lands. They usually run a ton of fetch lands in the deck. Just gets a basic mountain and probably like a Goblin Guide. So I'm down to a 15. That does hurt, but his Goblin Guide is going to be very weak to the Angler. So now I'm down to a 15. And I have some choices to make here. I kind of just want a basic land so I can Thought Scour myself. You know what? I want both. If I'm going to win this, I'm going to need both Tasigur. I'm already down to 15 though, so if I fetch Shock... I might just end a turn and then not leave Counter Squall up. So... yeah, I think... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this will be 6. I think I just go get a Watery Grave, but not shock myself. And then Angler here. So that's not a bad turn too. To have a 5/5 Angler out. But now my graveyard is obsolete for the Tasigur. His Goblin Guide is pretty weak, but the thing is he's playing Burn, and so he already got the 2 damage he wanted from his Goblin Guide. I don't know if he wants to hit a Lightning Bolt and a Goblin Guide into the Angler. We do have the Tasigur, but you are on just such a clock versus Burn, because especially a 2 mana, every top deck is going to be 3 damage. But Lavamancer is terrible. I could care less about a Lavamancer. And then he Rift Bolts, and he can't attack in with the Guide. So that kind of saved us some time. I can counter Squall his Rift Bolt. I want to get this Tasigur out, though, as soon as possible. So I think I Thought Scour myself. And I do miss that land drop, so we can't quite Tasigur, or there's a Waste Not, and I don't know if I can even attack into his Goblin Guide. because I can't be taking that 2 damage. But I'm going to be taking the Grim Lavamancer damage. Yuck. Okay. So we needed that one of these lands to come out. That Thought Scour was like the worst thing that could have happened. Like we literally had the worst things go in the graveyard for the Thought Scour. So I guess I just try to race him with Angler. That's the only option. And he goes down to 13 though. Nope. I just have to keep it back. So I wonder if he's just going to kill the Angler here with exiling some cards from the Lavamancer. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. So I probably should have attacked in with the Angler, got him down to 13. But again, Burr's just a tough matchup because I fetch Shock so much. And it takes me a little bit to get going. Like, I guess the best draw that we have is like a turn 2 Waste Not and do a turn 3. Make him discard a couple creatures, get some 2/2 blockers out. But just not a very good matchup all around. I wonder, I think Delver struggles with Burn as well due to the same reasons. They can go first turn Delver, it usually gets answered. Or like first turn, what ends up happening too is a lot of times is they go fetch Shock Delver. And they're down to a 17 from that. And then Delver gets immediately killed by a bolt. Or they even just go Goblin Guide attack in. And now you're down to 15. And then the following turn is another usually fetch. And most likely shock. And then you have like Mana Leak, Mana Up, and things like that. But it still doesn't go your way. So he's going to go Riftbolt on me. Yeah, I think that's the smart way, just to go to my face. You can probably rely on it. I have no way to gain life in this deck whatsoever. And yeah, I guess my own Bring Inquiry was pretty bad finding just the Stomping Grounds and Bloodstained Mire in his graveyard because he looks like he's been getting a bit flooded with lands. And then Eidolon. Eidolon's an issue too. Because he's got plenty of mana for his Lavamancer. And now Waste Not's weird. Snapcaster Mage is weird. Everything's weird. So I do need to find something for Tasigur. Yeah, Eidolon just wrecks me. Counter Squat will cost him 4 life, though, when he casts an on-creature spell. Because of the Eidolon. But this is not looking good. Oh, burn. Alright, so let's hope for a land here. Because then we can get Tasigur out. That's a decent one. We go to a 10, though. And I can go with the basic island. And then we can cast Mr. Tasigur. Which gets us around that Eidolon. And now we can swing in with the Angler. But I mean, he's just got plenty of... He'll probably just actually block with the guide. No, he takes it. That's interesting. But he could probably easily just do 8 damage here. So he's swinging with both. I think I do kill the guide, not the Eidolon. No, we'll kill the Eidolon. But it puts us down to a 6, which is very tough for us to come back from. And there's a Boros Charm and then a Lavamancer activation. So yep, we were we are pretty much dead in a number of ways. Very, very tricky matchup. Let's see. We'll go to the sideboard. Need to bring in all the bolts possible. And maybe even the Terminate. Murderous Cut. I don't know if Murderous Cut quite needs to make the... Or even Grave Scrabbler. I like the Counter Squall. We can take out like all the later cards like the Whispering Madness. And possibly even like a Dark Deal. A couple Dark Deals. Terminate is again kind of interesting. Electrolyze, same thing. It can get rid of. It can draw us a card. We bring in the Dispel for sure. I'll bring in the possibly the Murderous Cut. And Scourge Devil can come out. Scourge Devil is a card that isn't as good as I initially thought it was. I'm going to take out the Shambling Remains, and this card can be pretty good against him. And I guess just the two Liliana's Caresses are fine to come out as well. Maybe a Dark Deal. And we'll keep one in. Do I want to keep one Caress? Yeah, I just don't think the Dark Deals are going to get us there. Well, no, because we need them to happen to Waste Not. We need at least 2 Dark Deals. And it's possibly just going to be like Call the Netherworld. Now, I like Call the Netherworld, Mana Leak, Snapcaster Mage. All those are just great. So Electrolyze just seems slow, I guess. I'll submit this. Alright, so you just like to go first. We'll keep this. Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. We'll end up getting a Blood Crypt. And if he Goblin Guides, we can get the card off the top of our library if it ends up being a bad one. All right, it's going to be a Lava Mancer. We're going to give him a lot of fuel for sure. But it's still going to be a Blood Crypt. And we'll go ahead and throw out the Waste Not. And then next turn we have an island. And we can Burning Inquiry. He might have just a Destructive Revelry for the Waste Not, and that will be... Nope, just a Goblin Guide. And another Goblin Guide, possibly? So maybe I do want that Electrolyze. Wildmancer is going to be a problem. He's down to a 14 already. And no Eidolon out on turn 2, which is what really, really is a problem. Give me a land, Mr. Goblin Guide. You can do it. No, it's a Kolaghan's Command. That's actually not bad. We might actually just do that. Lava Spike. Okay, let's hope for the command not to get inquiried here. Here comes the Burning Inquiry. And I get the command is okay, so that's gonna be good. We get a draw a card, and add some mana. So target's command and a Rift Bolt. Got a bunch of lands here. Unfortunately, we're in the wrong... No, we can still Gravecrawl Arcs. We can command... And then still... Yeah, still Gravecrawl. I think that's better. We're going to discard a card and kill off his guide, I think. Yeah. And then we can still cast a Gravecrawler to at least threaten him a little bit. And if he discards a land here, then we get to... Oh, so Molten Rain. We get to draw another card at least. And we'll cast a Gravecrawler. Unfortunately, we have a ton of these lands, though. We'll be able to Faithless Loop back eventually. But he still has 4 cards in hand. He probably has a ton of burn spells. And if he goes into like another Goblin Guide, that's pretty rough for me. And Eidolon would be pretty rough. But it's a Lava Spike. And that's that. So... Mana Leak will be pretty good here. We can Mana Leak anything he puts out. It's that Lava Master is going to give me an issue. I don't think I Thought Scour here. I think I just go get a basic Swamp with a Bloodstained Mire. Or we just cast that. That's actually better. So, I want to keep up a Mana Leak. He could shoot down my Spectre if I recast it. But I think he's got to give me something relevant. If I Spectre, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the fetch land will be 6. So, do I use the mountain instead? I think I use the mountain instead of the island here. For the Spectre. So let's see if he does shoot it down. Path. Okay. Goes and gets us our 1 swamp. But then this has to give us a shock land, which ends up actually being pretty decent. And he doesn't get to use his Lavamancer this turn. But I have no more basic lands in my deck. I think I have to use this. This hurts really bad, too. Because we'll go get a Watery Grave. Oh, and go to 8. Thought Scour myself. And then Angler. And he's going to scoop? What is he? What in the world does he have in his hand? He's not dead. I Angler and then he just top decks and kills me with Bolt before I can kill him. Oh well, that's fine I guess if he wants to scoop. I think Electrize has to come in. I kind of want the Shambling Remains just because it puts something out that he's got to deal with. And even Rotting Rats, like the more cards he's... Yeah, Rotting Rats actually doesn't seem too bad versus him. So what cards aren't good? just some amount of waste knots, in all honesty, I think I'm going to get rid of. And then I can get rid of this dark deal. I'm going to get rid of both dark deals. I'm just not liking it in this match. Whereas I think that like going more of this unearth route, since he's burning himself off quite a bit, we can go this route too. So maybe I do want Scourge Devil. I'm going to try more of an unearth route here. And just go to, if we have the one waste knot, that's fine. I don't want to have two of them. Alright, so I don't know if we can keep our opening hand here with Bloodstained Mire, Swamp, Polluted Delta. Well, it gets out Tasker quite quickly. I am going to try it. We do need some help. Especially goes first turn Goblin Guide. I am in a world of hurt. But I can go Polluted Delta, Steam Vents. And then that's one in the bin. And then turn 2, we can go Polluted Delta, Steam Vents again, or Blood Crypt, one of the two. Have 2 in the bin and 2 mana. And then third turn Bloodstained Mire for a basic land. And then cast Hassiger or Kolgan's Command. But yeah, this is probably a mulligan. We do have a lot of things you could draw into, though. I'll absolutely first turn Burning Inquiry if it's a possibility if we draw into it. My opponent's also racing its clock. Wow, I don't think if I ever have a burn deck timeout, that'll be a first. He must be like playing 5 games at once. So that is the first turn Goblin Guy. That was the worst case scenario for us. Love to see a lightning bolt or something off the top too. And it's a Murderous Cut, which is actually pretty bad. Another high casting cost card. So we'll Polluted Delta and then pass the turn. And here comes the Lavamancer with a Relic of Progenitus. Yuck. That really, really hurts. But if he wants to try to, like, neuter my deck, it kind of, like, takes away his explosiveness. So let's see what it finds on the top. He finds a Gravecrawler. I don't want a Gravecrawler. We'll go get that Steam Vents. And now I'm down to a 15. But yeah, Relic shuts down my Tassiger and my Murderous Cut. Oh no, and it's another land. That's no good. We'll throw out another Polluted Delta, pass the turn. And he is down to 3 cards. He's missing his other source. Gonna get with both the Lavamancer and the Goblin Guide, which finds a Snapcaster Mage. I think I might be okay with this Snapcaster Mage. It allows me to block something, a Goblin Guide next turn. Well, yeah, we need to get rid of it. We need to go get a Watery Grave here or a Blood Crypt. We do want 2 sources of blue. Down to an 11. The command will allow me to kill the Goblin Guide. And yeah, he does have kind of a weird hand with double relics. The Spectre's not very good against him. It's going to be a command. Make him discard a card and kill his Goblin Guide. And a Swift Spear. Okay. And a Shard Volley me for 3. And so in response to that, I can kill off his Swift Spear, actually. So that's what I'll do. So destroy target player discards a card, deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So he's going to discard a card. The Swift Spear is going to take 2. And that does do 3 damage to me, which puts me down to an 8. Or puts me out to a 5. See, again, the relics didn't do anything. And I've got a lightning bolt coming up. So I go down to a 5, and he knows he's going to time out. And wow, I think that's a first. The mono red or the burn deck times out. But we might have actually got him. He'll be able to draw some cards off the relics, but he is down to 1 source. Next turn we can bolt off and put out a Spectre. So we would bolt off a Lavamancer and put out a Spectre to block his Goblin Guide. But again, down to 20 at that point I'd be, what, a 4? Yeah, I'd just be really susceptible to any top deck Boros Charm and a Source before I could really beat him down with the Spectre. Yeah, so, well, we win this one due to the clock. Time management. Don't be queuing up into 9 different games. This has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.